Dear students, we have already gone through the rules of subject verb agreement. Now, before we could proceed to today's lesson, let us now again recap those rules by watching this video.
What we already learned in our previous video. We learned the subject verb agreement. So what is a subject verb agreement? One of my friends, Ankit, is really fat guy and he wants to lose weight. He always says, I always want two things, lose weight and eat a lot. Now you say, is it possible? Obviously not. For him to lose weight, he has to agree to follow a diet, right? In the same way, in case of subject verb agreement, for making a sentence grammatically correct, a verb must agree with its subject in number. That is to say, in any sentence, singular subject must have a singular verb and plural subject must have plural verb. Please note, these statements hold true only when the subject is in third person. Now, let me give you an example of it. She writes every day. Here, she is singular, so singular verb writes is used. Now, let's look into an example where the plural noun is used. They write every day. Here, they is plural, so the plural verb write is used. This is a most general rule, so please remember this rule. Then, we learned 6 rules of subject verb agreement in our previous video. Let me quickly give a recap of those 6 rules. Rule number 1. Two singular subjects connected by and require a plural verb. Rule number 2. Two or more singular subjects joined by or nor require a singular verb. Rule number 3. When the subjects joined by or nor are of different persons, the verb agrees with the nearer one. Rule number 4. Words like either, neither, each, everyone, may must be followed by a singular verb. Rule number 5. Some noun which is plural in form but singular in meaning takes a singular verb. And rule number 6. Some noun which is singular in form but plural in meaning takes a plural verb. I will provide the link in the description for previous 2 videos in case you want to revise these rules. Now, we will learn 10 more rules of subject verb agreement in different scenarios. So let's begin. Rule number 1. Use of collective noun in a sentence. How the subject verb agreement works when a collective noun is used. Before that, let's understand what is a collective noun. A collective noun is a name for a group of people or things such as family, class, pack, pair, and flock. Collective nouns generally take a singular verb because they are singular. Let's look into the examples to make things clear. The family is driving across the country this summer. Here, all the members of the family are driving across the country. So we have used singular verb is. Let's look into one more example of this kind. The couple eats out once a month. Here we are talking about both husband and wife are going together. So we have used singular verb eats. But there are exceptions to this rule. We use a plural verb when the members of the group are acting as individuals. For example, the family are each doing a different task. Here, as per the sentence, we can understand that all the members in the family are not up to the same task. As they are not working as a singular unit, we have used the plural verb are here. Let's look into one more example of this kind. The couple are taking separate cars to work today. Here, in this sentence, we can understand that both husband and wife are not going in the same car. Instead, they both are taking a separate car. As they are not working as a single entity here, we have used the plural verb are. This is rule number 1. In case of collective noun in the sentence, use a singular verb when the member of the group are acting as single unit and plural verb when the members of the group are not acting as a single unit. Now let's look into rule number 2. Rule number 2. Use of gerund or infinitive in a sentence. how the subject-verb agreement works when gerund or infinitive is used. Before that, let's understand what is a gerund. When we use ing form of the verb as noun, it is called a gerund. And what is infinitive? When we add to before the base form of the verb, use it as a noun, adjective or adverb in the sentence, it is called an infinitive. We have already created separate videos on gerund and infinitive. I will provide you the links in the description in case you need it. Please check it out after this video. Now, back to the rule. The rule here is if a gerund or infinitive comes as a subject, the verb will always be singular. In case of gerund, let's have some example. Swimming is good exercise. Here the word swimming is a gerund. So we have used singular verb is. Let's look into one more example of this kind. Walking is a good habit. Here the word walking is a gerund. So we have used singular verb is. Now let's see one example of infinitive. To dance is her hobby. Here the word to dance is an infinitive. So we have used singular verb is. So that's rule number 2. If a gerund or infinitive comes as a subject, the verb will always be singular. Let's look into rule number 3. Rule number 3. Error of proximity. In a sentence, if more than 2 nouns are there, the verb is made to agree in number with a noun associated or near it, instead of with its proper subject. Again I will repeat, the verb is made to agree in number with a noun associated with it, instead of with its proper subject. Let's understand this with an example. The details of the accident are unknown. Here the main subject is accident, which is singular, but we are focusing on details of it, not the accident itself. Now, details is in plural form. So we have used a plural verb are here. Let's look into one more example of this kind. The quality of the mangoes was not good. Here, the main subject is mangoes, which is plural, but we are focusing on the quality of it, not the mangoes itself. Now, the quality is in singular form, so we have used singular verb was here. This is rule number 3, error of proximity, where the verb is made to agree in number with a noun associated with it instead of with its proper subject. Let's look into rule number 4. Rule number 4. Use of prepositional phrase that separates the subject. When the prepositional phrases separate the subject from the verbs, they do not affect the verbs. For example, the perspective of different people varies from time to time. Here we have ignored the phrase of different people and focused on perspective, which is singular in form. So we have used verb varies, which is singular. Let's look into one more example of this kind. The fear of terrorists and militants have made them flee the city. Here we have ignored the phrase of terrorists and militants and focused on fear, which is singular in form. So the verb has is also singular. This is rule number 4. When the prepositional phrases separate the subject from the verbs, they do not affect the verbs. Let's look into next rule. Rule number 5. Use of here or there in the sentence. In sentences beginning with here or there, we use the general rule. A singular verb is used when the singular subject is there in the sentence, and plural verb is used when the plural subject is there in the sentence. For example, there are 4 hurdles to jump. Here, for plural subject hurdles, we have used the verb are. Let's look into another example. There is a high hurdle to jump. Here, for the singular subject hurdle, we used singular verb is. Let's look into one more example of this kind. Here are the keys. Here, for the plural subject keys, we use the plural verb are. So, this is rule number 5. In a sentence beginning with here or there, the singular verb is used when the singular subject is there in the sentence, and the plural verb is used when the plural subject is there in the sentence. Let's look into the next rule. Rule number 6. Use of distances, periods of time, sums of money in a sentence. We use a singular verb with distances, periods of time, sums of money, etc. when considered as a unit. For example, 3 miles is too far to walk. Here we have used the singular verb is, as the distance 3 miles is used as a single unit. Let's look into one more example. 5 years is the maximum sentence for that offense. Here we have used the singular verb is, as 5 year is considered as a single unit. There is an exception to this rule. When the subject is not considered as a single unit, we use a plural verb. For example, $10 were scattered on the floor. Here we have used plural verb where. You can notice that. So this is rule number 6. Use a singular verb with distance is period of times, sums of money, etc. when considered as a single unit. Let's look into rule number 7. Using none for singular and plural verb. None is a singular subject when it is used alone. When it is used with a prepositional phrase starting with of, the subject can be both plural and singular. Now that sounds interesting, right? Let's look into the first structure to clear all these things. None plus of the plus singular noun plus singular verb. For example, none of my stamp collection has lost its value. Here the singular noun is stamp collection. So we have used has, which is a singular verb here. Now let's look into another structure of none. None plus of the plus plural noun plus plural verb. For example, none of my stamps have lost their value. Here the plural noun is stamps, and so we have used have, which is a plural verb here. So did you get an idea how none behaves? Please also note, no plus plural noun takes a plural verb. For example, no man are hungry now. So this is rule number 7. When none is used with a prepositional phrase starting with of, the verb can be both plural and singular based on the subject. Let's look into the next rule. Rule number 8. Rule number 8. Use of each or every in the sentence. Two nouns qualified by each or every, even though connected by and, require a singular verb. For example, every boy and every girl was given a packet of sweets. Here we have used a singular verb was as the word every is used in the sentence. Let's look into one more example of this kind. Every man and every woman is kind in that family. Here we have used is because the word every is used in the sentence. So this is rule number 8. Two nouns qualified by each or every, even though connected by and, require a singular verb. Let's look into the next rule. Rule number 9. Use of words most, most of, all of, a lot of, some of in a sentence. Here two cases are there. If countable noun is used, then plural verb will come. For example, some of the girls are cute. But if uncountable noun is used, then singular verb will come. For example, some of the water is yet to be filled in the bottle. Here, noun is water, which is uncountable. And in above scenario, the noun is girls, which is countable. So this is rule number 9. Remember two cases of words for most, most of, all of, a lot of, some of in a sentence. If countable noun is used, then plural verb will come. And if uncountable noun is used, then singular verb will come. Let's look into the next rule. Rule number 10. Use of words where suffix is body, thing, one in the sentence. The words of this kind are somebody, everybody, anybody, nobody, everything, something, anything, nothing, everyone, someone, anyone, no one. These words will carry a singular verb. For example, someone has stolen my bag. Here we have used a singular verb has because someone is used. Let's look into one more example of this kind. Something is better than nothing. We have used the singular verb is because something is used here. This is rule number 10. Words with suffix body, thing, one will carry a singular verb. That's all in this video. Let's quickly revise what we learnt in this video. Firstly, we understood the most basic and important principle of subject-verb agreement, which is in any sentence, singular subject must have singular verb and plural subject must have plural verb. Then we introduced 10 new rules of subject-verb agreement, which are: rule number 1. In case of collective noun in the sentence, we use a singular verb when the members of the group are acting together as a single unit, and a plural verb when the members of the group are acting separately and not as a single unit. Rule number 2. If a gerund or infinitive comes as a subject, the verb will always be singular. Rule number 3. Error of proximity. Here, the verb is made to agree in number with noun associated with it instead of with its proper subject. Rule number 4. When the prepositional phrases separate the subjects from the verb, they do not affect the verbs. Rule number 5. In the sentence beginning with here or there, the singular verb is used when singular subject is there, and plural verb is used when the plural subject is there in the sentence. Rule number 6. Use a singular verb with distances, periods of times, sums of money when considered as a unit. Rule number 7. When none is used with a prepositional phrase starting with of, the subject can be both singular and plural. Rule number 8. Two nouns qualified by each or every, even though connected by and, require a singular verb. Rule number 9. Remember two cases in case of words most of, all of, a lot of, some of in the sentence. If countable noun is used, then plural verb will come, and if uncountable noun is used, then singular verb will come. And the last rule, rule number 10. Words with suffix body, thing, one will carry singular verb. So that's all in this video. I hope you liked the video. Thank you for watching the video.
So, having now revised the rules of subject verb agreement, let's quickly go through these exercises from your course book. Last year, I had an opportunity to visit Mauritius by sea. We traveled in a big ship. There were other smaller ships going alongside. The whole fleet was in formation. What do you mean by fleet? Fleet means a group of ship. That is why it is a common noun, and common noun is always followed, it's a collective. Sorry for the interruption. And it is a collective noun. Fleet is a collective noun, and so since fleet is a collective noun, it is followed by a singular. Since fleet is a singular, considered as a singular noun here, so it is followed by a singular verb. The captain and the pilot of our ship was very efficient. So captain and pilot, here since even though they are both, they are considered as same person, so singular verb is used. The journey was very comfortable. Bread and butter was given to us at breakfast. Bread and butter is a singular unit, though they are two different things. Each one of us was served food in plenty. So here when we use each one, everybody, we use the singular verb. I formed a useful friendship with one of the fellow passengers. We enjoyed the journey very much. Neither he nor I was in a hurry to reach Mauritius. When we use neither or nor, we use the singular verb. In the evening, we sat on the deck with other passengers. We had a lot of conversation on politics, mathematics, love, and marriage. Someone said, politics is a clever game. So, politics, though it sounds to be plural, it is a singular unit. So, we use the singular verb is. Another said, mathematics is fascinating. Then, mathematics is considered as a singular subject. Time passed pleasantly and we reached our destination. The captain, with all his crew members, has earned a permanent place in our memory. So the captain is the main subject here. Though there are crew members, we are talking about captain here. So it follows the singular verb. Okay, let's go through some of the exercises here. Maria dash her dog every day. What do you think the correct verb? Maria walks with her dog every day. The good students dash hard in class. The good students try hard in class. He always dash a cake for my birthday. He always bakes a cake for my birthday. So it is, you have to consider the number of nouns there, subject. The number is singular everywhere. So it follows singular verb. The alphabets, the elephants dash a lot of water. Since there are many elephants, we use drink. It dash a special person to be a clown. It takes, it is singular, so it takes a special person to be a clown. Our teacher dash a notes if we make an A. Our teacher writes a note if we make an A. The cows dash to the barn at feeding time. The cows, many cows are there. So cows run to the barn at feeding time. She dashed to school when she is late. Your singular subject is used. So we have to use singular verb. She runs to school when it is late. My cousin's mother often dash them to the practice. So my cousin's mother often drives them to the practice. Next, our parents dash at the same time. Our parents work at the same time. Let's go through these exercises. Fill in the blanks with the verbs given in brackets. So let us look at these exercises. Fill in the blanks with the verbs given in brackets. Every seat in the bus dash number. What do you say the answer is? Has. Since every is 1, we are considering 1. So subject is 1. So we have to follow singular verb. All seats in the bus dash numbers. Have. Here there are many seats. So we use the verb have. One of my friends dash visiting me this evening. He is visiting because we are talking about 1. A number of questions dash asked in the interview were asked. There are many questions. The crowd dash dispersed by the police. The crowd was dispersed by the police. The Prime Minister with his cabinet colleagues dash arrived. The Prime Minister with his cabinet colleagues. So there are 2 subjects here. We are mainly focusing on your Prime Minister is the main subject. So we are using the singular verb, that is has. The captain of the Indian team as well as the players dash here. Is here, okay? We are focusing on the captain, main subject. Either intelligence or hard work dash required to get good marks. Either intelligence or hard work is. We have already seen when we use either or neither nor or, we have to use singular verb. Neither Gopal nor Suresh dash our meetings. Attend our meeting. Okay, attends our meeting. Neither Gopal nor Suresh attends our meetings. Krishnamurthy or Narayan will dash food to the guests. Serve food to the guests. Now we have few sentences here. You need to correct these sentences. Slow and steady win the race is wrong. Slow and steady, since it is singular unit, we use the singular verb, that is wins. Slow and steady wins the race. A stitch in time save 9. Wrong. A stitch in time saves 9. Economics are an interesting subject is wrong. Economics is an interesting subject. A bunch of keys have been found. A bunch of keys has been found. Bunch is collective noun here. So, measles are a dangerous disease. Measles is a singular subject. It's not plural. Measles. Measles means what? What do you say? I don't know what you call in Kannada. One kind of contagious disease it is. Some boils fall on your body with fever, that is called as measles. Are a dangerous disease? No, it's wrong. Is a dangerous disease. So you need to remember few of the points are, if a plural number applies to distance, heights, weights or amount of money and represents a single figure of quantity, it is treated as singular. Its example, 5 kilometers is not a great distance. Every, each, one, either, neither, many, a, one of, etc. take a singular verb. So that's all for this unit, for this grammar part.